Welcome to my channel, where we explore the quiet paths to personal strength and wisdom. Every single day, millions of people wake up and step into a world they do not actually see. They open their eyes, but they are completely blind to what is happening around them. They walk down busy streets, but their minds are locked in a cage of their own thoughts. They stare at their screens, they rush to their jobs, and they talk to their friends, but they do not notice anything. They hear a constant stream of words, but they miss the real meaning behind the sound. They step into rooms filled with hidden tension, but they feel absolutely nothing. They live their lives on autopilot, repeating the same routine over and over, while completely missing the valuable lessons that life is trying to teach them. This is the life of a blind walker. It is a life of constant noise and zero awareness. But there is another way to live. There is a quiet power that most people completely ignore, and that power is true observation. Observation is not just about having good eyesight. It is not about looking at things. It is about deep awareness. It is the rare ability to notice the tiny details that everyone else ignores. It is the strength to understand a situation before you make a move. When you develop this skill, you stop moving blindly through life. You become a person who thinks before speaking. You notice the red flags before you give your trust. You seek to understand the truth before you pass any judgment. You learn the lessons of the past before you make a big decision. And most importantly, you listen carefully before you react to anything. In this fast world, we are told that the loudest person wins. We are told that we must speak constantly to be important. But the truth is very different. Your ultimate success is not decided by how much you talk. It is decided by how much you actually notice. When you learn to observe the people around you, you gain the power to protect your inner energy. When you observe your own daily habits, you find the exact keys to improve yourself. When you observe your past mistakes, you begin to grow at a much faster speed. When you observe the quiet opportunities around you, you can completely change your future. And when you learn to observe your own thoughts, you finally gain control over your mind. That is the incredible power of deep observation. In this video, we are going to explore how you can build this silent strength. We will use clear and simple language, so you can easily understand every point, learn powerful ideas, and practice your listening skills at the same time. If you want to build your mind and find true peace, make sure to stay with me until the very end. Your journey to a sharper mind and a protected life starts right now. Lesson 1. The power of the pause. Let us look at the first major secret of a strong person. They do not react to everything immediately. They observe first. Most people in this world react much too fast. Their reactions are like a muscle reflex. Someone says something rude to them, and they instantly shout back. Someone ignores their message, and they instantly feel hurt. Someone criticizes their work, and they immediately become angry. When something goes wrong in their day, they panic. A very small problem comes their way, and they immediately lose their peace of mind. This is a very tiring way to live. Think about what happens when you react instantly. You are giving away your power. You are letting the outside world decide how you feel. If a stranger can make you angry with one bad word, that stranger controls you. You are like a puppet on a string. When they pull the string of anger, you jump. When they pull the string of fear, you shake. This is a very weak way to live. It drains your vital energy. It leaves you feeling tired and empty at the end of the day. You waste your precious life force on things that do not even matter. You allow other people to control your mood and your day. But a wise person does not live this way. A wise person has learned the art of the pause. This pause is a silent wall between you and the world. When something happens, they do not jump. They stop. They breathe. They watch. They ask themselves a simple question: what is really happening here? This tiny moment of silence changes everything. It gives your brain time to catch up with your emotions. It keeps you from making painful mistakes. It stops you from saying words you can never take back. It helps you see the truth of the situation. Let us look at some everyday examples. Imagine you are driving to work and you get stuck in a terrible traffic jam. The average person starts screaming at the steering wheel. They honk their horn. They feel their heart beating fast. Their blood pressure goes up. They arrive at work already stressed and angry. But what does the observant person do? They look at the traffic. They realize that screaming will not move the cars. They accept the situation. They use the time to listen to a calm podcast or just enjoy the quiet. They protect their peace. They choose not to let a traffic jam ruin their morning. Or imagine a coworker walks past you in the morning and does not say hello. If you react fast, you might think they hate you. You might wonder if you did something wrong. Or you might get angry and decide to ignore them back. But if you pause and observe, you see a different picture. You notice their eyes are red. They look tired. They are carrying a heavy stack of papers. You realize they did not ignore you on purpose. They are just having a very hard day. Their behavior has nothing to do with you. By observing, you save yourself from hours of useless worry. What about a canceled plan? You have been looking forward to meeting a friend all week. At the last minute, they send a text saying they cannot make it. The reactive mind immediately feels rejected. You think they do not value your friendship. You feel lonely and bitter. But the observant mind stops. You read the text again. You notice they said they are feeling sick. You choose to believe them. You realize this is actually a free evening for you. You can use this time to read a book, take a warm bath, or just rest. You turn a disappointment into a quiet gift. When you observe first, your mind becomes clear. You start to see the whole picture, not just a tiny corner of it. You understand that people are often fighting their own battles. Their rudeness is usually a reflection of their own inner pain. It is not about you. When you understand this, you stop taking things personally. You stop letting other people control your mood. You stop letting small things ruin your day. This habit makes you very difficult to control. People cannot push your buttons because you do not have buttons anymore. They cannot easily make you angry. They cannot break your focus. They cannot disturb your inner peace. You are guided by awareness, not by wild emotions. Remember, emotions are not always correct. Anger can make you blind to the truth. Fear can make you run away from good things. Excitement can make you make promises you cannot keep. Sadness can make you lose all hope. But observation brings a beautiful balance to your life. So starting today, make a promise to yourself. Do not react immediately to any situation. When someone insults you, stop for 5 seconds. When you get bad news, take a deep breath before you speak. Look at the situation carefully. Listen to the words, but also watch the body language. Think clearly. Ask yourself if this is worth your energy. Ask yourself if you really need to respond to this right now. Ask yourself what is the smartest thing to do here. This simple habit will save you from 1,000 regrets. It will make you calm, wise, and emotionally strong. Before you speak, think. Before you react, observe. The person who observes first always wins the battle. Lesson 2. The truth lives in behavior, not words. We live in a world where talking is incredibly easy. Anyone can open their mouth and say beautiful things. People can tell you they love you. They can promise to stand by your side forever. They can look you in the eyes and tell you to trust them. These words sound like music to our ears. They make us feel safe and happy. But we must understand a painful truth. Words cost absolutely nothing. They are just air moving through a throat. Many times we get hurt not because people lied to us, but because we believed their words too quickly. We let our guard down because we wanted to hear those sweet promises. We fell in love with a beautiful speech instead of looking at the hard facts. This is a very common trap. It is a trap that leaves us feeling broken, used, and confused. When you develop the power of observation, you learn to step back from this trap. You start to understand that words are only a tiny part of the story. When someone tells you what you want to hear, your brain feels good. It is easy to get blinded by nice compliments. But an observant person knows that words are just a cover. You must look past the cover to see what is inside. Think about the friend who always says they have your back. They tell you that you can call them anytime. But when you are going through a dark time, they suddenly become very busy. They do not answer their phone. They have endless excuses. Or think about a business partner who talks about loyalty and shared success. Yet, behind your back, they are making deals that only benefit themselves. These situations are painful. They make us question our own worth. But the problem is not you. The problem is that you trusted the voice instead of the feet. You listened to where they said they were going, instead of watching where they actually walked. You must learn to ignore the noise and watch the movement. We also have a bad habit of making excuses for people when their actions do not match their words. We do this because we are afraid of the truth. We do not want to admit that someone we care about is treating us poorly. So when they disrespect us, we say they are just stressed. When they lie to us, we say they were just confused. When they break a promise, we say they had a bad day. This is a form of self-deception. It is a way of lying to ourselves to keep a fake peace. But this fake peace only leads to real pain later on. An observant person is brave enough to see things as they are. They do not dress up bad behavior in pretty excuses. They accept the reality of what they see. If someone shows you they do not care, believe them. Do not try to convince yourself otherwise. Do not try to find a hidden nice meaning behind a mean action. Accept the truth and protect your life. To protect your heart and your peace, you must learn the rule of patterns. A pattern is a series of actions that happen again and again. One single mistake can happen to anyone. We all have bad days. We all say things we do not mean. If someone forgets your birthday once, it is an accident. If they apologize and try to make it right, that is human. But if they forget your important moments every single time, it is no longer an accident. It is a pattern. If someone lies to you once and feels genuine regret, that is a mistake. If they lie to you every week, that is their character. You must stop listening to apologies when the behavior never changes. An apology without change is just manipulation. It is a way to keep you quiet while they continue to treat you poorly. An observant person does not get fooled by the word sorry. They wait and watch to see if the action matches the apology. They know that true change is not spoken, it is shown. Real character is not shown in big, dramatic moments. It is shown in the tiny habits of daily life. If you want to know who a person really is, watch how they treat people who can do nothing for them. Watch how they treat a waiter at a restaurant. Watch how they speak to a taxi driver or a cleaning lady. If they are sweet to you but rude to a server, they are not a nice person. They are just pretending to be nice to you because they want something from you. They are wearing a mask. Watch how they behave when you tell them no. A person who respects you will accept your boundaries. They will understand your limits. But a person who wants to control you will get angry when you say no. They will try to make you feel guilty. They will use silent treatment to punish you. This is a massive warning sign. You must observe it and take it seriously. These small details show you the true shape of their soul. Another major test of character is how people react to your success. It is easy for people to feel bad for you when you fail. It makes them feel superior. But when you win, things change. When you get a promotion, start a new project, or improve your life, watch their eyes. Watch their immediate reaction before they have time to think. Do you see a quick flash of sadness or anger on their face? Do they offer a cold, half-hearted compliment? Or do they genuinely celebrate with you? A true friend wants to see you rise. They do not feel threatened by your light. They do not try to bring you down with passive-aggressive comments. If you notice that someone always tries to minimize your achievements, observe that feeling. It is a sign that they do not want you to go further than them. They want you to do well, but never better than them. You must also look for the power of consistency. Grand gestures are easy to make. Someone can buy you an expensive gift or make a massive public show of support once a year. But what do they do on the other 364 days? Do they show up when you are sick? Do they listen when you are sad? Do they respect your time on a regular Tuesday? Consistency is the ultimate proof of love, friendship, and respect. A person who is consistent may not make loud speeches, but their presence is a solid rock. They do what they say they will do. They are reliable. They do not change their behavior based on their mood or who is watching. This consistency is rare, and it is beautiful. When you find consistent people, hold on to them. They are the ones who deserve a place in your life. Learning to watch behavior does not mean you become a cold or suspicious person. It does not mean you stop loving people or shut yourself off from the world. It simply means you practice self-respect. You realize that your trust is a valuable treasure. You do not hand it out to just anyone who speaks nicely. You protect your inner circle. Your inner circle is the sacred space where you keep your dreams, your energy, and your peace. Only people with consistent, honest actions should have a ticket to that space. You can be kind to everyone, but you must be careful about who you let close to your heart. You can forgive someone who hurt you, but you can still choose to keep your distance from them. You can wish them well from far away. This is not being mean. This is being mature. It is taking responsibility for your own emotional safety. From this day forward, let actions be your primary language. When someone makes a bullstrumus, do not get excited. Just nod, say thank you, and wait. Let time do its work. Time is the ultimate truth teller. It strips away all the masks. It shows you exactly who is real and who is fake. A person can pretend to be good for a week or even a month, but they cannot pretend forever. Eventually, their true nature will show. By keeping your eyes open and your ears quiet, you will save yourself from years of drama and regret. You will surround yourself with people who actually value your presence. You will build a life of peace, strength, and real connection. Remember, words can impress you for a short moment, but actions are the only things that show the truth over time. Lesson 3. The hardest person to watch is yourself. It is very easy to point your finger at other people. We can look at a stranger and see their mistakes in a single second. We can easily tell when our friends are making bad choices. We can see the flaws in our boss, our family members, and our neighbors. But there is one person we almost never look at. That person is the one staring back at us in the mirror. Deep self-observation is the hardest thing you will ever do in your life. It is also the most important. Many people spend their whole lives trying to change their outer world. They want a better job. They want more money. They want better relationships. They want to be happy. Yet they never take the time to understand who they actually are. They do not know why they waste hours on their phones. They do not know why they lose focus so easily. They do not know why they get angry at small things. They do not know why they quit their goals after only a few days. They keep repeating the same painful mistakes over and over. Then, they wonder why their lives feel so heavy and stuck. You cannot fix a life that you do not understand. If you want to change your direction, You must first see exactly where you are standing. This means you must look at yourself with complete honesty. You must stop making excuses for your failures. You must stop blaming your boss, your partner, or your past. You must sit down in a quiet room and look at your daily behavior. Ask yourself some hard questions. What am I actually doing every single day? Where is my precious time really going? What habits are making me weak and tired? What negative thoughts are keeping me from taking action? What kind of people am I allowing to ruin my mood? These questions are not comfortable. In fact, they can feel very painful. But this pain is healthy. It is the pain of waking up. It is the beginning of true mental freedom. Most people live their lives on complete autopilot. They do not run their day. Their day runs them. They wake up in the morning and immediately grab their phone. They spend 30 minutes scrolling through social media, looking at the lives of strangers. They feed their brain with bad news, gossip, and useless drama before they even get out of bed. Then, they rush through their morning feeling stressed and tired. They go to work and complain about their job. They waste their afternoon doing half-hearted work. They come home, eat unhealthy food, and watch television for hours. They tell themselves they will start their dream project tomorrow, feeling a deep sense of regret. The next day, they wake up and do the exact same thing. This is not because they lack talent or potential. It is simply because they are not observing their own patterns. They are asleep at the wheel of their own life. When you begin to observe yourself, the confusion starts to melt away. You stop asking why your life is not improving. You start seeing the real causes. If your morning is weak, you notice it is because you touch your phone too early. If your focus is poor, you observe that you are trying to do 5 things at once. If your confidence is low, you hear the negative words you keep saying to yourself. If your skills are not growing, you realize you are only watching videos instead of actually practicing. If your body is tired, you see the unhealthy food and lack of sleep. This honesty is your superpower. Once you see the real problem, you can easily find the solution. You stop saying, "I want to be disciplined." Instead, you ask, "Where am I breaking my discipline every day?" You stop saying, "I want to be confident." Instead, you ask, "What specific thoughts are making me feel weak?" This shift in thinking changes everything. Your thoughts have incredible power over your physical body. If you constantly think that you are weak, your body will act weak. If you keep telling yourself that you always fail, your mind will start looking for failure. But you do not have to believe every single thought that enters your head. Many of your thoughts are not even yours. They are just old habits speaking. They are the voices of your past fears, your lazy moments, or your old pain. Self-observation helps you separate yourself from these thoughts. You become the watcher of your mind. When a negative thought says you cannot do this, you do not argue. You just observe it. You say to yourself, "That is just a lazy thought. It is not the truth." Then, you take one small positive action anyway. This is how you gain true mental control. You do not let your thoughts drive your actions. You drive your actions, and your thoughts eventually follow. You must also learn to watch your emotions. Your emotions are like dashboard lights in a car. They are sending you important information about your inner world. When you feel a sudden flash of anger, do not just scream. Stop and observe the anger. Why did that comment hurt you so much? Does it mean you have a hidden insecurity? When you feel jealousy towards someone else, do not hate them. Observe the jealousy. It is telling you that you want what they have, but you are not working hard enough to get it. Use that jealousy as fuel to work on your own goals. When you feel lazy, do not just lie down. Observe the laziness. It usually means your goals are too big or too vague. Break them down into small, easy steps. By observing your emotions, you turn your daily struggles into your best teachers. Every single day becomes a chance to learn more about yourself. To make this a habit, start a simple practice every single night. Before you close your eyes, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What did I do well today? Where did I waste my time? What is one thing I will improve tomorrow? These questions keep your mind awake. They prevent you from falling back into the autopilot trap. You do not need to change your entire life in one day. That is impossible. But you can easily improve one tiny thing every single day. You can choose to skip 1 hour of social media. You can replace one negative thought with a useful action. You can spend 10 minutes practicing a new skill. These small, daily corrections might seem tiny at first, but over weeks, months, and years, they build a completely new version of you. You become a person who understands their own mind. You know your weaknesses, so you protect them. You know your strengths, so you use them. You know your distractions, so you remove them. You become truly difficult to defeat. Lesson 4. The doors nobody can see. Most people walk through life looking for a golden path. They want everything to be smooth and easy. They want success to arrive with a grand announcement. When a small obstacle appears, they immediately freeze. They see a roadblock, and they start to complain about their bad luck. They blame the economy, they blame their boss, or they blame their family. They sit down on the side of the road and wait for a miracle to save them. But life does not work that way. An observant person sees the exact same roadblock and asks a different question. They do not ask why this is happening to them. They ask what this obstacle is trying to teach them. They understand that life rarely hands you a finished gold medal. Instead, life hands you raw dirt and expects you to dig for the gold yourself. This is the core difference in mindset. Where the crowd sees a painful end, the observant mind sees a hidden beginning. When a door closes in their face, they do not stand there crying. They turn around and start looking for an open window. A heavy workload is not just a source of stress. It is a free training ground for your mental endurance. A painful rejection from a job or a partner is not a stop sign. It is a quiet nudge, redirecting you to a better path. A moment of total failure is not a permanent defeat. It is the most honest teacher you will ever meet. Let us look at how this works in your daily life. Think about the tiny pockets of time we waste every single day. You are sitting on a crowded bus for 15 minutes on your way home. The average person feels bored and annoyed by the noise. They pull out their phone and start scrolling through mindless videos. They let their mind drift into a state of lazy sleep. But the observant person sees those 15 minutes as a quiet gift. It is 15 minutes of free time to read a single page of an inspiring book. It is 15 minutes to learn a new word or plan their next day. Think about the tools you have right now. You might have a cheap, old phone with a cracked screen. You might complain that you do not have a fancy computer or a quiet study room. But if you observe clearly, that cheap phone is actually a massive library. It gives you instant access to all the knowledge in human history. You do not need a perfect setup to start building your dreams. The perfect moment is a dangerous lie that keeps you weak. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will wait for the rest of your life. The observant person does not wait for a perfect castle to be built for them. They take the broken bricks other people throw away, and they start building their own empire right now. This mindset changes how you look at every single challenge. Imagine you want to start a new project, but you have no money. The average person says, "I cannot do this because I am poor." They give up before they even try. But the observant person looks closer. They realize that a lack of money forces them to be creative. It forces them to learn how to do things themselves. They learn how to write, how to design, and how to build using free tools. By the time they have money, They have built a massive list of valuable skills. Their poverty became their greatest teacher. Or imagine you make a huge mistake at work. Your face turns red and you feel deeply ashamed. The reactive person tries to hide the mistake or lie about it. They waste energy protecting their pride. But the observant person stops and looks at the mistake like a scientist. They ask, where did the system break down? What did I miss? How can I make sure this never happens again? They turn a moment of shame into a lesson in professional growth. They become better because they were willing to look at the ugly truth. Real growth is always wrapped in a package of hard work. When you see an opportunity to learn a new skill, it will not look easy. It will look like long hours of silent practice. When you see an opportunity to build deep discipline, it will not feel comfortable. It will require you to say no to instant pleasure and sacrifice your free time. When you see an opportunity to improve your life, it will demand absolute honesty from you. This is why people miss these doors. They are looking for easy comfort, so they walk right past the doors of greatness. But you must train your eyes to look closer. The very thing you are avoiding might be the key to your future. The difficult conversation you are putting off might be the start of your peace. The mistake you feel ashamed of might hold the exact lesson you need to succeed. The problem you are facing today is actually training your mind to become stronger for tomorrow. When you change your view, you change your power. You stop feeling like a helpless victim of bad luck. You start feeling responsible for your own path. You look at your phone, your internet connection, and your free minutes, and you see them as powerful tools. You realize you already have enough to start. The problem is not a lack of opportunities. The problem is a lack of deep observation. Some people have all the time in the world, but they waste it. Some people have endless resources, but they ignore them. Some people have amazing ideas, but they never take action. Do not be that person. Become the person who notices. Notice where you can make a small improvement today. Notice what skill you can build with free videos online. Notice what bad habit you can remove from your routine. Notice the small chances that are standing right in front of you. And then you must take action. Because observation without action is just useless dreaming. You must observe, and then you must move. If you notice your body is weak, start exercising. If you notice your mind is full of negative thoughts, feed it better books. If you notice an opportunity, do not sleep on it. Use it immediately. Opportunities are everywhere, but only an observant mind can see them, and only a disciplined person can use them to change their life. Lesson 5. The loudness of silent growth. We live in a world where everyone feels the need to share everything. People post their daily plans online. They announce their new diet before they even eat a single vegetable. They tell the world about their business ideas before they write a single line of a plan. They want the applause before they do the heavy lifting. This is a quiet disease that is stealing our focus. When you tell everyone what you are going to do, you get a fake feeling of success. Your brain receives a quick hit of satisfaction just from talking. You feel like you have already achieved something great, even though you have not started. This fake satisfaction makes you lazy. It takes away the hunger you need to actually do the hard work. It drains your drive before you even begin. When you share your dreams too early, you also invite other people's opinions into your sacred space. You open the door to doubters and critics. Some people will tell you that your goal is too difficult. Others will secretly hope that you fail because your ambition makes them feel lazy. They will plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They will ask you annoying questions that make you second-guess your own choices. You waste your valuable mental energy explaining your plans to people who do not even care about your future. You spend hours defending your dreams instead of building them. This is a massive waste of your life force. Your goals do not need a crowd. Your plans do not need a public vote. Let us compare two different people. The first person is a talker. They have big dreams of starting a new project. They spend hours talking to their friends about their grand plans. They paint a beautiful picture of their future success. They feel a great sense of pride as their friends nod and smile. But when they go home, they are too tired to actually work. They have already used up all their excitement in the conversation. The second person is an observer. They have the exact same dream, but they tell absolutely no one. They spend their evenings sitting at their desk, doing the research. They build their project in the quiet hours of the night. They test their ideas, they fail, and they try again. 1 year later, the first person is still talking about their dream. The second person has already built a successful project. This is the difference between empty words and silent action. A truly strong person understands the power of ghost mode. Ghost mode means you disappear from the noise. You go into the shadows to work on yourself. You do not post about your early mornings. You just wake up at 5 in the morning and do the work. You do not brag about the books you are reading. You just read them and let your mind grow. You do not tell everyone that you are practicing your English. You quietly study every single day in your room. You sweat in silence. You fail in silence. You make your mistakes when no one is watching, and you correct them quietly. This silent work builds a deep, unbreakable strength inside you. You are not doing it for the likes on a screen. You are doing it for your own life. When you stop looking for external clapping, something amazing happens. You find an endless well of internal energy. You no longer depend on other people to motivate you. You do not need them to tell you that you are doing a good job. Your self-respect becomes your only fuel. You build a solid foundation that cannot be shaken by a lack of attention. Think about a tree growing in a deep forest. It does not make a sound as its roots push deep into the earth. It does not ask the other trees to watch its progress. It just grows quietly, day after day, until it becomes a giant that cannot be moved by any storm. Your life should be just like that tree. Let your roots grow deep in the quiet dark. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your journey. Many people are walking a completely different path than you. They will not understand why you choose to study instead of going to a party. They will not understand why you spend your weekends working on your skills. And that is perfectly fine. You do not need to convert them to your way of thinking. You do not need to make them see your vision. Let them think what they want. Let them believe you are doing nothing. Keep your head down and focus on your mission. Your silence is not weakness. It is a powerful strategy. It keeps your plans safe from negative energy. It allows you to move with complete freedom. Eventually, your silent work will produce results that cannot be hidden. You will not need to tell people that you have changed. They will see it in the way you carry yourself. They will hear it in the calm tone of your voice. They will notice it in your sharp focus and your steady discipline. When you speak English with ease, your progress will be obvious. When your body becomes strong and healthy, your effort will be clear. When your life becomes peaceful and organized, your success will speak for itself. The results of your hard work will make a sound so loud that it will drown out all the doubters. This is the ultimate satisfaction. It is the beautiful moment when your reality speaks much louder than any promise you could ever make. So, choose to be quiet about your next move. If you want to start a new habit, just start it today. Do not write a post about it. Do not tell your friends, just do it for yourself. If you want to fix a mistake, fix it quietly. If you are going through a hard time, face it with silent courage. Use your quiet moments to observe the world and learn its secrets. Keep your focus sharp and your energy protected. Let the crowd play their loud, noisy games. You are playing a deeper game. You are building a life of true substance. When you grow in silence, you become an unstoppable force. Your growth will become the loudest and most beautiful answer to every single doubt. Let us bring this journey to a gentle close. Look around you right now. The room you are sitting in is filled with tiny details. The air you breathe has a steady rhythm. Your heart has a calm beat. This very moment is your first real test. Can you feel the quiet presence of your own life? Can you step out of the daily rush and just exist? We have traveled through a powerful landscape of silence and deep awareness. Let us remember the simple path we discovered today. You must observe more so you can react less. When you react less, your mind becomes quiet. A quiet mind thinks with perfect clarity. And a clear mind always wins its battles without fighting. This is not a magic trick. It is a daily practice. It is a choice you make every single second of your life. When you step back into the busy world, the noise will return. People will still shout for attention. Problems will still arrive at your door. But you do not have to join the chaos. You have a powerful shield now. Your shield is your silent observation. You can watch the storm without letting it inside your house. You can see the anger of others and choose to let it pass by. You can look at your own mistakes and turn them into steps for your growth. You can build your dreams in the dark and let your progress surprise the world. Take a deep, slow breath right now. Feel the air fill your lungs. Release the tension in your shoulders. You are here, you are alive, and you are finally awake. Your journey to a stronger, wiser version of yourself does not start tomorrow. It starts with the very next thing you choose to notice. If these words brought a sense of peace to your day, consider staying connected. Subscribe to the channel to keep feeding your mind with calm wisdom. Protect your energy. Keep your eyes open, watch your steps. I wish you immense strength and quiet power on your journey ahead.